Namaste, and thank you for joining me. We're discussing procrastination today, and there's a few things. I've already made a video in the past where I talked about how procrastination mainly happens because we are living extremely stressed lives, right? So dealing with the stress, doing things that trigger the parasympathetic nervous systems like calming breathing, doing things like Reiki, meditation, all these things will help you with this as well. But often what we don't realize is that a lot of procrastination also happens simply because we have unresolved trauma, you know. A lot of us are raised through authoritative parenting, where people, parents can tend to be too overbearing and, pushy and forceful. So a lot of us sort of become internal bullies. I won't do it, just because you're making me upset. So I won't. So the moment we grow up, that parent becomes the voice in our head. So the internal voice. So the moment there's a voice inside your head telling you, this needs to get done, this is very important. You're like, no, I don't want to do that. So that's one of the things. And there's, of course, as someone pointed out, it's the desire for perfection, so the fear of failure. And we will be dealing with all of these. This is not a typical meditation session because I really wanted you to experience the magic of EFT. We have an EFT class tomorrow if you want to join. Okay. What I want you to keep in mind, if you've never really worked with me before or never done EFT before, all I want to request you is to make sure that you, when I ask you to tune into a situation, go to a specific moment. So for example, just saying, my father is always rude to me is not going to help you very much. So I would like you to go to a very specific moment where your father was rude to you. And the second thing is understand the difference between feelings and thoughts. So I feel like crying is not a feeling, right? I feel sad is a feeling. So feelings will always come in one word. And it's associated with how you feel inside rather than what action you want to take. That's not a feeling. What action the other person should be taking, that's not a feeling. What the situation is, that's not a feeling. Ultimately, a feeling is just an emotion that you have inside. It's an emotion, right? I should not have done that is not a feeling. Regret is a feeling. Okay. Okay, so let me just check what I want to do first. So let's take a moment where we feel not good enough. And, I want to deal with the negative loop first. So we often get stressed that we are stressed, and we often procrastinate because we've been procrastinating too much, right? So just allow yourself, maybe you want to close your eyes, it's fine if you have it open. Just allow yourself to go to a moment where you feel very disgusted at yourself, or maybe ashamed, or just not good enough, that you always procrastinate. It could be a moment where somebody is pointing fingers at you, somebody saying you're like this, or maybe it's a moment where you're feeling you're like this, you're pathetic, and see how that feels. Or it could even be a moment where you are in the process of procrastinating, but then you're feeling hatred or something. You're like, I'm just so pathetic, but I don't have enough energy to take action right now, but I hate myself for not taking action. Could be one of those. What I'd like you to do is just kind of relive that moment as if it's happening right now. Allow yourself to feel. Great. So I'm sensing hopelessness. I'm sensing sadness. These are the predominant things I'm sensing. If anyone has anything else, you can put it in the chat. These are the predominant two feelings that I'm picking up. Feeling cheated? Why would you feel cheated? Yes, helplessness, burdened, overburdened. Okay, yes. Confused, very good, not good enough. No, not good enough. We will deal with in the next round. Fear of the consequences, a valid one. Why do I have to do this? We will do in the next round. Don't worry. Self-loathing, overwhelm. Great. I'm loving it. Yes. So there's too many things for me to deal with. So what I'm going to do is whatever you have written down in the chat, or the people that are watching the video, whatever feeling it is that you have identified, use that instead of repeating after me when I'm doing the tapping. Okay. So if you feel angry, you say, I feel angry, when I'm saying I feel sad, right? So I'm just going to stick with what I first picked up, the sadness and the helplessness. So even if you don't feel it, these are two pretty universal emotions. So maybe you want to say, even though I feel sad, helpless, and, uh, you know, not worth it, or angry, or, I loathe myself, whatever. So just put that along. So what I want you to do now is to do exactly what I'm doing. Left side, right side does not matter. You can switch sides between the points as well. Just repeat after me verbally and do exactly what I'm doing. Okay, we're going to start off by tapping this part. Tap with a medium pressure. Don't do that. Okay, that's just like, come on, that doesn't make any difference. Tap with a decent pressure. And as you do that, I'm not going to do too much tapping because you'll, disturb the audio, but tap this point and say, even though I feel so sad and helpless and whatever else you're feeling, I love and accept myself. Continue tapping. Even though I feel so sad, repeat it again, helpless and whatever else you're feeling, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm feeling so sad, helpless, and because I keep procrastinating and my work never really gets done on time, I love and accept myself. Now tap at the top of your head. I feel so stressed because I postpone things. I feel so hurt at my own behavior. I feel so disgusted with myself. I feel so hopeless. You can use one hand or both. I feel so hopeless. I feel so angry with myself. I feel so afraid of the consequences and the future of my life. I feel so hurt by my own behavior. I feel so upset with my own behavior. I feel so helpless that I'm tired all the time. I feel so hopeless about my situation. Deep breath. Now replay the same incident in your mind again and tell me what you feel now. Is it the same? Is it reduced? Or is it a different feeling now? Okay, not feeling fulfilled with anything. Very good. Blank, major guilt. Okay, that's a good one. Actually, let's do one round of guilt because that's definitely one part of the problem. So we'll do a quick round for that one. Even though I feel so guilty that I never do what I'm supposed to do, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel so guilty that I keep postponing things, I love and accept myself. Ideally, just be in a situation where you are postponing things. So right now, I mean, so come on, we are all postponing something. So think about something you're postponing right now. You know, that you've been postponing for the last couple of days or the last couple of hours. Even though I keep postponing things and I feel so guilty about it, I love and accept myself. I feel so guilty that I'm always postponing. And those of you who said I feel unfulfilled, you can say I feel so unfulfilled. And I'm so tired of feeling this way all the time. Oh, the rest of you can say guilty. I feel so guilty. Or you can say I'm so terrified of ending up feeling unfulfilled my whole life. I feel so hopeless having to feel this guilt or not feeling fulfilled. I feel so guilty and ashamed. I'm so ashamed of myself that I postpone every time. I'm so ashamed that I'm not good enough. I'm so ashamed that I can't deliver on my responsibilities. I feel so helpless that I don't like to do what I'm supposed to do. I feel so guilty and so selfish. Deep breath, relax, give it a shake, release. Take a moment to breathe. We will move on to the next topic. So just relax. Now allow yourself to go to a moment where you're afraid you're postponing because you're afraid you'll just not be good enough. You know, a lot of the times there's so we've dealt with the you know the procrastination because of the procrastination, the stressing out because of the procrastination. That's like the loop. So that's dealt with now. Now, if you look at it, there's predominantly two aspects to procrastination. One, like I said, we're feeling bullied, so we have turned into rebels, so we don't want to do it because we're supposed to. And the other one is a fear of failure. So let's deal with the fear of failure first. So if there's something that you have been postponing or you were postponing in the past, go to that moment where you felt like I want this to be so good, but I don't feel ready to start working on it yet. Like, I don't want to start because it's, what if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? So I'll just do it later. I'll do it later. Right. So go to a moment like that, close your eyes, relive that moment, and feel what you feel. Okay. So I'm picking on fear of losing maybe approval or love. There's the fear of losing, there's a fear of failure. Anything else that you're feeling? So there's also shame. Yes, scared. Yeah, if you're feeling bored, it's probably not a desire for perfection. Fear that I might have to pay a big price, a fear of consequences again. Yes. So as before, whatever it is that you're feeling, just feel like an imposter. That's a good one. Okay, so again, be clear about what you're feeling. You're doing great. All of you are mentioning feelings and not situations, which is great. Not being good enough. Yes. So just repeat with me. Even though I feel so afraid of failing, even though I just don't feel good enough to pull this off, I love and accept myself. Even though there's no point in even trying, and I'll fail anyway, I love and accept myself. Even though I'm disappointed in myself with my failure before I've even tried, I love and accept myself. I'm so terrified of failing. I'm so terrified of the shame. I'm so terrified of being reminded that I am not good enough. I don't want to be reminded that I am not good enough. I feel so hurt at not being good enough. I feel all this grief at all these lost opportunities and all the opportunities I will lose. I feel this grief at the person that I've lost, the person that I could have been. I feel so hurt and wounded. I know I'm not good enough. I feel so ashamed. And I see there's no point in trying because I'll fail anyway. I'm so terrified. Come back to the top. I'm so terrified that I'll fail. I'm so terrified of this failure. I feel sick in my stomach at the idea of failing. I feel paralyzed with this fear of failure. I don't want to have to take action. I feel so sick with fear. I feel so paralyzed. I cannot take action. I don't have the strength. I feel so weak with all this fear. There's no way I can succeed. Deep breath. And this will have been intense for most of you. So just, center yourself, come back, relax. And then just repeat, see what you feel. And of course, for those of you who are watching the video, if there is still some residual feeling, just repeat the previous 2 rounds again. Yeah, I can see that some of you are feeling not so upset. Upset is the word you've used, but it's grief, actually. So we'll work on that too. Anybody else who wants to share feelings? Good. Not feeling anything is a good place to be. Okay. So those who have still some feeling left, just go back to the recording later on and just repeat that. And if it's too intense, of course, come for a session and just, sometimes you need a personal session to release if it's too deep. Okay, so now I would like to move on to situation number 3. Close your eyes and go to a moment where you're doing something you really don't like to do and you're feeling forced and angry. See what you feel. Allow yourself to feel this feeling. Yes, irritated is definitely one of the feelings. Okay. So now repeat with me, even though I feel so irritated and stuck, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel so angry and bullied, I love and accept myself. Even though I feel so helpless and stuck, I love and accept myself. I'm so angry at being bullied. I feel so helpless. I feel so angry at being pushed. I feel so stuck and irritated. I hate having to do this. I hate being forced. I hate not having my own voice. I hate being bullied. I refuse to participate. I'm so angry. I feel so irritated. I refuse to take action. I feel so stressed. I don't feel comfortable. I feel so irritated. I feel so upset. I feel so disgusted with myself. I feel so angry. I feel so trapped. I feel so outraged. Deep breath. Release. Relax. Settle in, coming to a really quiet place. As I mentioned, if there are any residual feelings, just repeat the rounds again. And if it's still fluctuating or if it's too intense, come for a session. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.